right. Welcome. Today is the day, the greatest, the most, the smartest, the most handsomest, the most, I don't know. I was born today and I'm excited. I'm happy to celebrate with everybody that's tuning in. And like I said, this is Dynasty the Podcast Show. I'm your host, Ira Bush. Just quick little, just in case you have not been watching this your first show, or you just start tuning in to little stuff that I put out on the internet on the waves. I'm originally from St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm a Florida boy, born and raised. This is my 34th day of being alive. Shout out to my mother, Regina, and my father, who was descended already, Ira Thomas Bush III. I appreciate them so much. They instilled a lot in me. Just growing up, I had both of them in my life, and they made sure that being in family was important, being a stand-up man was important, and taking care of your responsibility was important. So no matter what I get, whatever life gives you, you have to make the most of it. Don't complain. Try to just have a good time at whatever you're doing. Both of them taught me that. I don't remember my mom and dad not showing me, being the first to show me anything. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a few family members showed me certain things, but like how to cook, how to clean your house, how to brush your teeth, how to get up in the morning, how to be disciplined, how to treat people correctly and properly. These are stuff that they showed me when I was younger, so I didn't have issues like this. Like I said, it's hard to one of the first things my mom told me when I started going to school, and when I was very young, was that I would be somebody that would stick out, just based off who you is and where you come from. And she just not reminded me, but she had to tell me one time to just be mindful of, the hate, the people throwing salt, the drama. And it's helped me a lot because the way I am is, I always been observant, but I always, spoke my mind. I never, it never was much for me to respond to people. Sometimes I didn't have to because, I talk about it all the time. People crash their own course. You feel me? They didn't have to be my enemy. They could have been working together, and that's basically what we in the climate we in right now. Everybody's like picking a side. Yesterday, I'm just give this example. Just yesterday, y'all know I was a little irritated. And, I tell y'all, I talk about why I'm irritated, and the little stuff that makes me agitated. And it's warranted. It's like people that have done things that are cruel to me, and stuff that maybe have affected my child when they do spiritual warfare on my child. And they throw the rock and hide their hand. Like I actually know who. I don't know exactly who it is, but I know what group of people it is. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with the people at the top. Like it trickles down. These people want to have clout for attacking somebody like me. Like I said, it all stems from the people that I'm. Not even my mother and my father, their parents are high powered people. And, they just lived their life, they did their job when they were young at a great high rate, across the board. Then they took care of their family, and then they worked a regular job, or they took care of their grandkids or their child, you know what I'm saying? Was it, just a regular family, like, I don't like to brag about the stuff that I come from because I have not indulged in actually, like, it's not a we still trying to it's people still trying to take the hard work that they have already laid out. It's people who actually want this to take this from us, and like it's not even a lot. They already took a lot already, so it's like, why we got to give y'all all? Like, why? I'm speaking about this because like one day I might actually have to bring this film in and go on YouTube or something, or check my my dummy. It's people actually have taken my accounts, my emails, my Facebooks. And there's like, what I want me to go to like the police station and be like, hey, these people are trying to steal my identity from. But it's the police, it's it's the federal people. They want me to go to Washington D.C. and be like, hey, I'm really Ira Thomas Mr. Ford, and they know they ain't going well if they check the documents of my stats of where I come from. That they shouldn't even have to do all this. All they need is a picture. Like all they need is like, you know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary. You know, it's unnecessary that I got to go to the U.S. Air Force Base to tell them make sure my mom's father get his assets divvied out properly because my mom is the oldest and she did her job as a parent to raise hers and she didn't ask for $1 from him. So, you know, make sure that my mom is taken care of properly because y'all made sure she went through it. You get what I'm saying? Just for her being attached to being you know, attached to somebody whose father was in the army. So, you know, she not gonna speak on it. I'm gonna speak on it because I figured out this like a few years ago. Like, you know, they finally invited my mom to, you know, the family reunion. And, you know, I didn't attend, but everybody, my child attended, my niece and nephew attended, both of my sisters attended. So they know that who my mom is. You know, my mom she still get up every day and do her job. You know what I'm saying? She enjoys it. So I'm happy she enjoys what she's doing. So, you know, I ain't really mad, but I actually know they need to stop playing around. They need to actually give my mom her resources, give her flowers while she's alive and well and strong. And, you know, I'm still going to go at bat for my mom. I don't have to do much because I go check on her all the time. And I know, you know, overall, she's good. You know what I'm saying? she shouldn't have to do hard work. The kids are very smart. They all in a range where they can just get up and do for themselves. So, you know, it's very light for her. And I wanted to continue to be like, and I know she want more. She's not going to say it, but I want to give her more. I want her to still have, you know, even more fun, travel more, you know what I'm saying? Get on a plane, go anywhere she wants. You know what I'm saying? So that's how my goal is. Now, you know, I look at it like this is something that this is, you know, being in media, I remember her speaking about this. And she's like, at minimum, this is something that you will be great at. And, you know, just talking about me, I always speak on this, her putting me in speech. And I didn't have no speech impediments. You know what I'm saying? Her making sure I use my tongue when I speak properly. And, you know, we in the you know, I talk about it all the time, the way the Constitution is set up. They always label people put them in a certain category and put them in this, you know, but I already know I'm at the top with the political. I already know I'm at the top in the sports world. And I don't have to play not a lick of ball. I just know the game. I just know, you know, I'm that advanced at it. You know, I'm that advanced and dissecting what they talking about on the TV screen. And I'm that good at dissecting the straw man story from a real story. So I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know. Y'all can check. You know, I've been going real hard about this stuff. You know, even going to these school board meetings, calling these mayors. They don't answer the phone. They don't reach out. They don't talk to people in the community properly. I haven't seen the governor or senator come out and say anything worth nothing. And the whole time they've been reelected, and they do that all the time. But you're gonna see them as soon as a hurricane warning. You're gonna see our stupid governor, her hurricane warning. Go buy water. Like, what we need water for? We're getting flooded. You gonna be toting water around in the flood? Or you gonna tell them to get a pot of water and make a and go out here and boil your water and you can use that water because you ain't gonna you ain't gonna be toting plastic bottles around. It's just like when y'all seen the president when Puerto Rico got messed up over there that year. He out there, you seeing the flood. He out there throwing toilet paper at them. I'm like, what was that? What they need toilet paper for? That's gonna get wet. You know what I'm saying? They don't need that. They need boats. They need more airplanes to pick them up out of the water. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is the stuff that I be talking about. Like, it's just complete disrespect in the overall thing. This is just me talking about in general how, you know, from what I learned and what I be seeing, it be the complete opposite. So, you know, it's just that example. And, you know, like I said, I'm appreciative of what I come from and what I've attained. And it ain't much, you know. I've obtained certain status, but I have not obtained the resources and the wealth that I want. Not that I don't come from anything that I need to get for myself. You know what I'm trying to say? And then, like I said, the fact that I haven't get a certain wealth or, you know, monetary is like they disrespecting my family tree, both sides. And, you know, as a man, that's and then you got people who working against you. They want to sign you up for, you know, being on paperwork that why you going about it with the government? Like, I don't even want to deal with these people on that level. We already we already established something with the government that you don't even need to be trying to get involved in, that you don't even know what's going on. So it's a problem. You are a nuisance. Like I was speaking on this yesterday, and I be thinking about like that's what it be little stuff like that. Just like as a young man going into being a man, becoming an older man, and that's what it comes down to. And I always been, like I said, I always been observant. I always been well spoken, and I always been spoken for by myself. I don't need nobody talking about me, especially in a negative light, especially like just to gain some kind of notoriety, just to be in a circle, in a group. Like, come talk to me. You might get more. I guarantee. I 9 times out of 10, you can ask anybody who ever asked me, whoever spoke to me. I wouldn't say they asked, because 9 times 10, you have to be around me. I talk like this all the time. If you get any kind of, and it ain't no fake, I wouldn't call it well wish, any kind of like speech or a converse from me, 9 times out of 10 is gonna help you in your life path. I never, if you be around me consistently, you're gonna be laughing, high energy. You're not gonna feel down. You're not gonna, I'm never that type of, I don't have that down in energy. We might be sitting there laughing. I be like, just for instance, when I was in college and high school, I'm in class laughing, and we just sitting there just talking. I'm just giving a couple minutes, talking about what we got to do in work. What y'all ate at lunch. Oh, that's not good. Just back and forth conversation. Hating sideline classmate. The teacher want to be seen, want to be heard. She like, why y'all over there laughing? Like, what you mean? We supposed to be enjoying this. Like, we doing our work and we laughing. Like that's the type of, it'd be that type of energy. Like, why they in the circle? Why they in that conversation? That's what be happening. And it done drawn out, over my lifespan, that happens consistently to me, just because they not who I am. They can't brighten up the day like I can. So it's like hopefully this wears off. People stop being jealous. People find a way to be a bright light in another person's life. And you're not gonna be able to do it on a bigger scale than I'm doing it now. I'm talking into the public, so you're not gonna be able to do what I do. So that's how I just look at it. And I'm not being arrogant. I waited till I'm in my 30s. I'm deciding to speak like this on a daily basis. So I don't think I'm being arrogant. I hosted my 5th grade. One of my favorite memories is hosting my own 5th grade talent show. You know what I'm saying? It was that lit. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoyed that, and I did like in a professional manner. Like I maybe had a little bit of like nerves in the beginning, but other than that, I was, you feel me? I aced that test. You feel me? I've been doing it, so. That was one of my favorite memories. Like I actually be wanting to do stuff like that, but like I said, I'm in Florida. It's a different setting. People. We got white supremacist rules. You know what I'm saying? Not really like. It's like I don't know what to call it. Like it's weird. Like you gotta. They want you to walk a certain way. They want to prop a white person up. You know what I'm saying? The person that fell off after high school, they want to prop them up because they call them some kind of renewed resurgence of like overcoming drug problem, addiction, or a couple of his buddies done died over or drugs, and they were supposed to be these special people, and they're not that special still. Like that's how it works. Like we got all these recovery centers. Well, it was rampant when I was in my 20s. Still probably like that. Probably a little bit more low key. But it's just like that energy, like in Florida, like they want somebody to be in that situation. And then I'm not. It's not gonna happen. I don't want that energy put on my child or my nieces and nephews. I don't even want them associated with that type of crowd or energy. Like, and I'm not dissing, like, I know it's hard to even, we can't protect them each and every way, but hopefully we catch on and we make them sure they're knowledgeable and they have that information to not go that route. And if we do, we strong enough to come out of it. And I'm not speaking this over nobody in my family life. I want them to be the most prosperous, the most intelligent, the strongest, and I feel like that's what it is for the majority, So, that's all it is. And today I don't really have no set thing what I'm gonna speak on. So I ain't gonna talk. I'm gonna talk a little politics and laugh about it because it was some, it's literally like the politic world. I seen that today there's an impeachment that is going to be going to the impeachment is actually going to our judges. It got passed through just know that we the people have spoke. We ain't taking no bull crap. Hopefully that bill don't get passed by the judges and the army and our soldiers, and we ain't going for it because that gonna start. I see that there's reports that Iran and Israel gonna be at war, and who the first one want to capitalize and sell guns and be involved in this back and forth. So he basically finna sell to both sides because it ain't no side if you an American and you over there trying to be in a Middle East war. You picking what side you finna pick on money. That's it. When you want to make money, you want to sell drones and guns and tanks and shelters and provide food and all this extra stuff. It's gonna say U.S. everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a little game to him. He want to make money. He want to puff his chest out. You know what I'm trying to say, like that. And then if you look at my few shows about 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, when he went over there and made that $100 million deal, this is coming right. It's coming right hand in hand. He probably done dropped something off over there, then done blew somebody's shit up. Then the other side's like, hey, what happened to us? Like we had this deal from 2007 and 6 when y'all ended our, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got the Ukraine, Russia that probably is some fugazi to jump to, and then they got all these people. I don't want to be involved. I vote for him not. He want to be involved. He need to go try to be president in all 4 of them countries. He need to go sign up and be like, hey, my cabinet, let's go over here and be stupid crash dummies and leave our military out of it because I'm sure the military don't want to go out here and jump off a building with them. So he need to go over there and then fight the war at age 80, 70, whatever age he at. He need to go over there and do what he do. You need to suit up. Put your gear on. Put your little gay son over there too. Y'all go together, hand in hand, hold hands, and go over there and suit up. You know what I'm talking about? So, hey, I ain't really. I'm not against America. Mind you, I'm telling you this because I have real people at the top of this, like that have been at the top of it too. Like I ain't against America. I'm not agreeing to all that crashing. I ain't agreeing to it. I don't condone that. I'm condoning intelligence. I'm condoning real stories, real community. Put the resources here. I don't want to spend no more money over there. Like I don't even have my resources. I've been in the field since I was 7. Where my resources at? What make you think I don't deserve my bond money? What make you think I don't deserve my social money right now? That the amount of hours that I put in the community, what make you think I don't need a chance to break through? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what make you think that I don't need my stuff? Like what make you think that my sister and we put so much work in as artists and as leaders in this community? What make you think we don't want our stuff? And this ain't even no being funny. Like I'm dead serious. I don't think I could go any 50 states. I should be able to, go touchdown and do something. I feel that way strongly. So I look at it like that, and I'm being selfish when I see it like that. It's my day. I can say what I want to say today. You know what I'm talking about? I can do whatever I want today, whatever. I can say whatever, and I'm not. And again, yesterday I said a lot. I could say about three to 5 profane words. I was very aggravated yesterday, but today is a more calm, more intelligent speaking, and it's really me. So I ain't too mad. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? And then the mayors over there in Broward County, y'all need to go fix the school board issues y'all got. Y'all got a bunch of what's running around there playing around with paperwork. Put some real men in charge of authority. I don't want to see none of that. I don't. When my child around me, I'm very nice to her, but I speak with authority when I speak to my daughter. I don't want nobody to cloud my daughter's judgment on what things should be. There's a man and there's a female. The natural way of life is the natural way of life. I don't want no misunderstandings, and I don't want nobody to treat my child like an animal. It's not allowed. It's not happening. You know what I'm trying to say? So, all that stuff need to get cleared up. They really know eventually I'll get to Washington, D.C., and I'm gonna go dunk with it because I'm gonna go to Virginia, Washington D.C. I'm checking all the bases. I'm gonna circle blocks. I really don't get active with these people playing around. Like they not that tough to me. Just coming from Florida, like I already been trained for this. Like it ain't correlating to me. You know what I'm talking about? So and I'm not going up there to start nobody that look like me. I'm not. I'm going over there to get these old washed up white supremacists to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? When I go up there, like I'm gonna make sure I go very strong and I'm gonna stomp on something. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm trying to be nice about it. I'm home. I'm still coaching. I'm both football and basketball now. You know what I'm talking about? So I got a game today. Matter of fact, let's switch the gears, man. That's enough political and community talk. Then we're gonna finish the community talk about the basketball game we got today. We got blowed out in the scrimmage. So the team that we focus, I think it's team 2. I don't know what they call it. They're called the Trojans. The Trojans pretty tough. And then the girl team, they like got a bunch of 12-year-olds. They got a couple young men that's 12. My team the youngest, so they went. The craziest thing about this league, like I think it's funny. We had a draft, right? And then everybody picked, you know what I'm saying? I went, I went last, and then I went first, and I went last, and then switch back and forth. And like they added like 3 players on each team. The other team that's called the Florida Gators, they didn't get no new players. But the other 2 teams, they added like 3 new players on both, and they 12-year-olds. I'm like, dang, why y'all ain't played the why y'all ain't share the well? Why y'all ain't communicate this? Like we could continue to pick, like put some spread out. Y'all got all these trying to stack a team against a bunch of 9-year-olds. We both got the most youngest team. Got 2 teams is the youngest. So I'm looking at these people. And we play each other first. So I'm glad it's gonna be, more of a development type of game. But like, dang, what y'all trying? And I know for a fact the way I coach, I'm gonna beat one of those teams. I'm gonna be in the championship. Cause they you know what I'm saying? They're not bad coaches. I know that's them. I see how they, but they got like they're stacked up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad, but then let's do a redo. Let's really have a real draft. Like if y'all would add 3 extra new players on y'all team, and then the lady, she had 3 girls. Her first 2 girls, her oldest is big, tall. She ain't the best one because she got a like a center forward type of. Her daughter is grab rebounds. Give it to her middle sister. The middle sister over here, coming through the lanes like this, like already. So then the younger, I see her hit a floater yesterday. I'm like, okay, she got 3 of them. Like, so they hoopers. And I'm like, damn, she got these older, like 3, and then she got a youngin' that's like 8 or 9 years old. He coming off, he crossing over like this. He going to the rim. I wanted him. I asked him, I think he played a few years. He played since he was little, so I knew he could hoop a little bit. He still got a little issues with double dribbling and that can be cleaned up. He already really good. And I'm like, hey, they got a nice squad. So then they got the other team. They got a boy, he really he coming off fast breaking. When he get tall, he dunking. You know what I'm talking about? So he gonna be nice too. And they got a couple more. And they got a little short one. He can shoot that. He shoot from deep. He ain't gonna get it off like he think he is, but he gets space. He pulling. So I like to see that. Like I got some competition, and then the other team they just not as developed, but they pretty good too. So it's gonna be a fun season. I enjoy coaching. I don't mind losing. I'm like I only talk the basic. I talk like a zone. I talk pick and roll action. I haven't even gave them positions yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling them what they do as a basketball. Just like and that today is the first game, and we only have one day. I've only had 3 practices with them, 2 evaluation days. No, did we practice last week twice? Maybe 5 practice days with them. No, it's been about 3 or 4. But this is like the 4th or 5th day. No, this is the 6th day I'm with them. So it's been 5 practices, 2 evaluation days, and we had 2 evaluation days, 2 practices last week, and then this week was a practice, and then now like today I'm going to they got the logistics because I put them in position. You play up at the wings and the guard for the 3-2 zone, and you play in the post, and y'all step up, y'all move, the little basics. But today I'm gonna give them positions, and I'm gonna draw like 2 to 3 plays during the game so they understand what pick and roll action exactly in a 5-man set, because I only was doing it in a 3-2 set, and it was already an advantage when I'm going 3, double double post action sprint. I'm gonna do a little bit more with them today. It's a development. I plan on being ready for the championship. They got experienced players, so I ain't tripping. Once my team get right and they get the spacing and they get the understanding of man, because they can play man already. I see my team. They understand, but they thinking too much, and then they be watching the older kids that I knew. I already knew that was the issue because they over there in practice like this half of them, seeing the older kids. I'm telling you, the girl so wrong. She playing the lane. She going down the same way with the young men on the other team. So they going downhill like. But it's gonna be fun, man. I enjoy seeing the development side. So if you had me as a football coach, I got a lot of time on the field as a football coach, and my funnest time is practice. The game is business. Like I ain't laughing, I ain't joking, I ain't man. Who? And I'm back on the football field. Man, they finna. Practice gonna be fun, bro. So but then when I tell you game day, by the end of the year, everybody it's over with. Everybody gonna be technically sound. Everybody it's gonna be so boom, boom, boom. And the way I teach, it's not hard. It's not hard. The terminology never gonna be hard. It's gonna be numbers. It's gonna be spacing, alignment, assignment. The basics. So that gets you to the NFL. I'm talking about. So the way I teach it, it ain't never gonna be hard. It's gonna be basic terminology. The first thing we learn on is the route tree for passing, zone steps, outside zone, inside zone. You know what I'm saying? If we get to the pulling and we down blocking and we get a trap or a counter, you know what I'm saying? That's I ain't gonna get too exclusive with it, but it's gonna definitely be. We definitely know. I know what if you. It depends on how you play. When I do offense, and then I see what you play, I'm gonna attack your weakness. I'm gonna find your duck out there, and I know it's gonna be a duck or two every game. So, it's never gonna be a blowout on football. I'm never getting. And if it is, if you that more advanced than my team, you ain't beat me. You ain't scoring more than 5 touchdowns. I don't care what you do, especially in no prep league. I gotta have you know what I'm saying. I gotta have, and I think we get the draft. So that's what I'm actually excited about. I think they actually let the draft. So they let me draft. It's over. It's over with. they gonna pretty much even it out because I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna be looking at all aspects of it, and then I know it's gonna be an athlete or two that's gonna have to play line just to make sure this is what I do for real. But if they play a line for me, I'm gonna make sure they shine on defense. If I gotta put one of my best players on line. And hopefully I could get enough linemen. I could put them at tight end so they can get the ball a little bit and they could get that low number early. Cause that's how you hire a good player sometimes. I'm with 89-year-olds, and I know I could get them to sign them up definitely. But I really want my nephew to. I want him to play. It's up to his parents to see if they're gonna allow him to play. But I want to play quarterback or free safety. He at the right age. He gonna be the oldest. You know what I'm saying? So put him at free safety and quarterback, and then I'm gonna let him go. This is gonna be his first year to play. He gotta. I don't want to talk too much hot. I want they be feeding his head up with intimidation about football, and like it's not that deep. You get coached by one of the best, so you ain't gonna even be in a fray like that. You're gonna be trying to get the ball, and you're gonna be trying to sling the ball. You're gonna be handing the ball off. So, and you're gonna be doing sweeps. And, you're gonna get tackled a little bit, quarterback draws and all that. So. He just got to get the reps in. I know I probably can't put him at quarterback, but I want him to play. I'm gonna be in the shotgun though, so I'm gonna see what he do. I'm gonna see what he can do. He already can throw the ball a little bit, especially his size ball. I be playing with. He be thinking he ain't throwing the ball down yet because he got a grown adult ball. But when he play with his size, he probably throwing it 30 yards already. So I be like, he ain't really catching on with what I be messing with him when he be practicing with me. When he throw the ball around sometimes. But hopefully his people let him play. I'm definitely gonna find the top people. Like, I'm gonna get at least 3 to 4 top players. So I know that's gonna happen. And I just gotta get the O-line, which is never hard for me to get the O-line to block. The younger you get them, the better they get. They're gonna be coached. And that's what I like about this actually gonna be the youngest team I coach. Because I used to the lowest when I went with my 12-year-olds, 12 and under, that was an unlimited league. But I went to Miami, and Broward that played in that league. So ain't nothing sorry about those teams, especially athletically. So we went down there and we went. I think that during the year we went 6-4. I want to say 6-4. So we didn't win every game, but one of the games we played in them boys was 15 years old. I won't say 16, but it was 15 years old. I had a boy on my team that was 9 years old. I had 14 players. So it was, the crazy thing is like that made I had a couple of young men that already was at that level because they was already gonna go to high school. They height and age was timed up perfectly. They were summer babies, so they timed up perfectly. They ain't never have to worry about being the smallest or the weakest. Tell me they height, and he still was good in high school. So and I always talk about it. I ended up doing that was one of my best years as a coach. I coached FBU. I wonder if they still got that's Florida Football University or whatever they call it. So it was for the most talented youth football. It was the most talented football team, and I had a good time. We ended up. I want to say we won one game. They had it out there, Oxbridge, for the West Palm Beach team. I had players from Broward, and Palm Beach, and probably a player or two from Miami, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. And then I had brought one of my sixth graders up, which was on my team from Little League. I should have put him on there the whole time, but he wanted to play under. I asked him to get it. I should have kept him up. But it is that's a story we got to laugh because I ain't seen them more than a while. So, that's like a story I got to just laugh about them. Just has been that long. And, it's one of the players that was on the 8th grade team ended up he D1 playing it. And I think still in the NFL now. So, and he ended up playing at the private school that I coached at, but I was already gone when he got there. But it's a lot of I've been around a lot of great football. Actually, it's a couple of NFL players at that private school that I coached at. They in the league. So that's just to mention that. I ain't saying I'm close with them because I got there only for 2 years. I just remember them being there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be saying, "Hey, Coach Cloud Jason, he trying to be." No, I ain't like that. They ain't never been my energy. I don't even who is zero followers, zero following or followers. I do this for fun. I love talking about just enjoying my experiences. So I ain't never been no hater. Like I said, it's my day. I can say what I want. You know what I'm saying? So hey, but that's pretty much sports. I watched yesterday. I got the chance to watch the WNBA games. The Storm versus the who that was. Storm versus the Sparks, the LA Sparks and the Seattle Storm. I watched that game. I watched pretty much to the end. I talked about these teams. I think the Sparks have a lot of injury. They got like 2 or 3 starters. That's definitely. I want to say the other girl. She definitely at least a 6 man. So they got 2 starters, maybe 3 starters hurt right now with a role elite or 2 starters and a role player and a key free agent. She was sidelined. I don't know what reason, but they still got some youth on LA Sparks. They got beat pretty good. They would get beat pretty good by towards the middle of the fourth when I left out of the Chili's that I was watching the game at. And they got a young team. I actually I felt like the only thing that was stopping them is injury like that, for making the playoffs. So it might take a year for them to get it together because they still have Stevens, Jackson, and what's the other girl name? It's another person on that team that's really nice, and Jackson's really young. Stevens, I think this is her 4th or 5th year. She's nice. She does both. Power guard. She get it off the dribble. Good at rebounding. She's okay at the 3-point shot. She, I think she was like mid 30s. So, not just watching the game. Like I said, Plumlee, she was sidelined. That's supposed to be the leader and point guard. Oh, and the other girl, the tall girl, I can't remember her name. She's young. She got drafted, and I want to say it started with a Bambi. She's pretty nice. I think she's a little she plays she doesn't play aggressive enough sometimes. So and that's been her. I think that's been her issue the whole career. But she's still pretty good. She could be considered. She could have an all-star type of year every year with the type of skill set she has. So they got a pretty nice team. The Storm, they got superstars, just veteran superstars. You got Diggins, you got Ndulu K. I want to say it correct. Those are two. To me, those two are champions. They win all the time. They got the Gabby Williams. She's nice. She had like almost 10 steals last night. She was balling out. So that game, it was entertaining, definitely. So I enjoyed watching that game. Like I said, when I pay attention, I can remember the names and remember what I watched, type of stuff. Like I be thinking about, y'all see what I be thinking about. But I enjoy sports a lot. And like I said, today I'm gonna try to enjoy it. And I actually watched the Rays versus the Orioles game, which was an entertaining game. The Rays made a lot of mistakes. And this baseball, by the way, I'm switching it up. I don't want to talk to, I don't want to sound like I know them, but I enjoy watching their games. I enjoy watching the sport. We're gonna switch it up. But I watched the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles game. The Baltimore Orioles unfortunately won. It was 5-1. But the Rays, they had a chance. They had left like 8 or 9 batters on the base. We made like 3 errors in the infield, and the Orioles didn't make mistakes. They had clutch hitting. It was a couple home runs, a solo, and a home run, and a hit of RBI, and they made it. Got a couple points added on with nice hitting, and they closed the game out well. So we did not compete at a high level yesterday against the Orioles, and we're 2.5 back from AL. We still in the wild card, as far as the top spot, but the AL East we was 2.5 going into yesterday evening. So I don't know if the Yankees. I think they had an off day, so it's only now we're 3 games behind the Yankees. Which is a series. You could sweep in the series, we'd be even, but that's a game you want to take. You only be down 2. And like I said, the Yankees play today, we play today. So, hopefully the Yankees get on the slide. We was on a 4-game win streak before entering, ERA pretty low, 3. We had a second in the MLB, and they was talking about stats. You could talk stats when you get close to the All-Star game with baseball. You don't want to do too early because you got to let it accumulate. But we're pretty consistent. I don't think the pitching didn't make that many mistakes. We gave up 2 real runs. It was 2-1. They was making mistakes at the end when the pitcher was about to get out the game. They ended up giving up 2 extra runs. It was like 4-1 or 3-1, whatever it was. It shouldn't have been. It was like 4-1. They had, and they put the relievers in bad spots, not closing out, not being sound defensively. So I try not to watch all. I can't watch all the baseball games. If I start claiming this team and that team, y'all gonna think I'm a fan. So I'm just gonna focus. The Marlins are not that good, but I don't mind going to watch their games. I'm gonna support Florida, and but I'm definitely a Tampa Bay Rays fan. Like I actually enjoy. I've been watching them since the late '90s. I won't say I was the first. Like '96 was the first year, so I was watching by '97, '98. So I was in elementary watching that. Definitely, I'll check the games out for sure. And that's it for baseball. I'm trying to keep the update for the AL East. Definitely, I've been a fan of the AL East, so it's just watching over the Yankees, the Red Sox. Y'all know, I enjoy watching Mario Rivera come out and close. That's like everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? Derek Jeter and A-Rod hit home runs. You feel me? I got to watch the Chicago Cubs when Sammy Sosa was on every day. So I don't know how my cable channel was playing their games every afternoon, but I watched a lot of his games, and I did reports on him in school that him and Mark McGwire had the little home run racing. They were selling certain things like that. So Barry Bonds had it after them. You know how it went back in the days with baseball. They had access. They promoted it. But they got their numbers back up. They stopped promoting it. But nah, man. That's it for baseball, WNBA. Thursday is the NBA Finals. My bad. Thursday is the NBA Finals. Game 6. OKC's up 3-2. We're gonna see what they do. I'm gonna do a report. Dang, it's tomorrow. So I'll talk about it before the game tomorrow. Give my what I think's gonna happen. Now, everybody clap it up. Champions win. Champions in Florida. And the Florida Panthers were able to get it done. So we bringing back the Stanley Cup trophy to Florida. We got it hanging up over there in Miami. The Lightning win all the time. Florida Panthers done won back-to-back years. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have a winning culture in your state. That brings revenue, that brings fans, that brings people from, Canada has a lot of influence on the hockey league. So there's people in Canada that come down, stay half a year. They be, it's a lot more. It's like the league is split up with Canadian teams and not split up, but it's a good majority of it's a lot of Canadian teams in the NHL. So they come down, they might cheer for the Panthers, they might cheer for a Canadian team. So shout out to how that's working out in NHL. The smartest thing they do is they put it right next to next with the NBA. That's free promo because everybody watch the NBA. So it's always talked about. They don't talk heavily about the NHL throughout the season, but they do get a lot of free promo during the playoffs. And I enjoy when you go watch it out in the public. You got the screens are neck to neck to each other, and the way they do the NBA Finals, they space them out every 3 games, every 3 days mostly. It's 2 days in between, so it's like they ain't go competing too much. So the game 6 ended up being yesterday. They don't play that in the NHL. Day off game. Unless they travel, it's like 2 days, I think. So, they got 2 games, 3 days, then how it go. So, hey, it was entertaining. I actually watched a lot of the game. The Panthers did great defensively. So they didn't give up a point till like the end of the game. It was like they beat them like 5-1 or something like that. So, shout out to the Florida Panthers. We got champions. I like the way the Rays are rounding. I definitely know we're gonna make the playoffs, and I like the way our pitching and relieving. I think the coach is doing a good job because he was kind of scaring me with the way he was taking out the pitchers early, and we wasn't winning games, and we wasn't down big, and then our bats have picked up. We averaging almost six runs a game over the span that we started our streak in May with the best record. So, I seen that stat the other day. So, it's good that we got winning culture in Florida. Me being on the field, we gonna, bring the winning culture back for sure. On the field and the court. So, it's all good, man. But, I ain't saying too much, man. Hopefully, anybody listening, family, friends, I really have not received a gift since I was 12 years old. I don't remember. I think I've been in relationships where I got gifts. I'm not gonna say that. One of the best gifts I got J. Cole tickets, and I went to see J. Cole. I got a J. Cole CD for my birthday for my mother and my child. I appreciated that a lot. I don't even think I took it from her at her house. I don't remember. It might still be over there. That was 9 years ago, but yeah, man. Shout out there. I'm my favorite rapper is J. Cole. So I got a lot of I actually enjoy hip hop. So I don't talk too much about hip hop, but I enjoy it. That's my favorite rapper. That don't mean I got y'all know how I do. I play. I don't even play him as much no more because I was playing him during when I was getting motivated to go do everybody in sports as a coach. So that's a good time frame, good time period, good memory bank. You know what I'm saying? So when you motivated and stuff like that, and you had that, and you remember what that music, that soundtrack you be on. I'm listening to all the mixtapes he dropped, to come up, the warm up, Friday Night Lights, Born Center. You feel me? So, shout out to, that, Cole definitely go in. Fabulous, Soul Tape 2, Absol, got on Long Term 1 and 2. I was listening to all that stuff back then, just motivated, just going in, getting up, arriving an hour early, leaving an hour late every day. So I was getting it in for sure. Going to work after a night shift, at Taco Bell. My child was born a few years, you know what I'm saying? Like, good times, you know, but I'm mature now. I'm definitely way more mature than, you know, I was mature then. While everybody was hanging out in college and chilling or not going to college and messing around, wasting time, if you want to call it that, I was definitely on the grind. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make a lot, but I definitely made my way. So that's all, man. Y'all stay motivated, stay in it. And like I said, the way the game's set up, y'all got this internet, y'all got the streaming, y'all can make money playing the game. If I get that PlayStation 5, I'll come in here, do a fantasy football draft with y'all and play around. I gotta get that PS5. I really don't really like I don't really think it's a game, you feel me? So I don't play games. So I'll be like, man, I'll be thinking about that $500 plus you're gonna be spending, and you gotta buy the new games. I'm gonna buy the baseball one too. Baseball, 2K, and Madden I'm gonna buy. And I'm probably gonna get Call of Duty. So those are 4 games I'm gonna be playing. You know, Fortnite is probably gonna be free or something like that. If I have to buy it, I'll buy it. But you know, when I get into it, I'm gonna definitely make sure y'all throw them dollars. That's the only hoeing I'm gonna be doing. But nah, man, for real. That's pretty much it, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Send something in the box, man. If I get my email out, send it through the mail or something. Send me $1. Everybody send $1 or something. Send some movie tickets in the mail or something. Something. Send a gift card. I ain't begging. I be wanting something to just pop up just to show, you know, that y'all still remember and care. Yeah. Nah, for real, I enjoy it, man. I played poker twice in the last week or some stuff. And what else I did? Yeah, I went out. I stepped out. You feel me? So it's all good. I'm just messing around. But the older you get, the less you get. But my mom and my grandfather, them, my grandma, they really like when it comes to like gifts, they made sure that that wasn't going to be an important thing. The bigger thing is retaining wealth, gaining wealth, and being intelligent and not saying much but gaining much. You know what I'm saying? That's that type of they actually had foresight to know that it wasn't going to be easy. So the way it's set up, I'm still here. But I think when I move around a little bit, it'll be a little bit easy. But I have to raise mine, so I can't just do anything. All right, but that's it, y'all. I appreciate everybody tuning in, listening, man. Happy birthday to me again. I appreciate everyone. Today definitely more a lighter day. I was gonna play some politics stuff, but I don't think it's that type of day. We're gonna celebrate. We celebrate greatness around here, and we celebrate me. So I don't drink alcohol, but I do enjoy that Wetchley's. Shake some Wetchley's sparkling grape juice, and we'll spark it up. But nah, for real, man. Y'all appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow, June 19th. We ain't got a show here tomorrow. So if I do anything, it will be like at the house, like talking about. I don't even feel like happy June 19th. I don't think we're gonna have a show tomorrow. So, thank y'all for listening. This show 38. So, I am your host, Ira Bush. This is Dynasty the Podcast Show. And I see y'all on Friday. And tomorrow is the NBA Finals. So y'all stay tuned. I should have broke down the game, but my prediction is, it's a coin flip. Indiana probably gonna win. So that's what I think. And I think OKC definitely could close it out if they play well. So it's all on who show up. And I see y'all later.